Hey guys, Anthony here, Bibles and Barbells. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to do this video today and give you guys an update. I think it's been about a month since I posted a video. I was getting kind of antsy on Friday. I was talking to somebody at work and I said, I haven't posted a YouTube video in a long time. And I looked back at my last video post and it was a month. I put a clip up this morning of a few clips of the garage workouts I've been doing here, and it has been hot. This morning, Sunday morning, I came out here and just did some stretching and some light back workout. And but I tell you, even with the fan on, I opened the garage a little bit, try to get some air circulation, but it gets definitely over 100 degrees in here, and so it taxes your body, so it's hard to get used to that heat and humidity. So with that, I don't know if I gave you guys a tour of the gym yet, but I have a Ethos power rack, Ethos bumper plates, bar. I bought a whole setup at Dick's. Yeah, I just like the setup. I like the color. I wanted to stick with black and red. I think it looked good in here. I got a horse stable mat for my base under my power rack, these things are absolutely bomb-proof. They're like they're almost an inch thick, about 90 pounds. They're probably 4 feet by 6 feet, super thick, just heavy duty. If you're looking for a garage mat to put weights on, or maybe to lay out a couple in your garage or in the area where you work out, I definitely recommend them for like 50 bucks each. Versus buying those little puzzle pieces that you put together in the that you get from the gym stores. These are much more heavy duty. And so with that, I just wanted to update you guys on the progression of my videos and what's been going on lately. When we moved to Charlotte back in April 2017 from South Florida, the Fort Lauderdale area, many of you guys have been following me back from 2009. Beginning of 2009 when I started my channel. So we moved here we spent about 17 years in South Florida, and then we moved up to Charlotte to be closer to family. Like it up here. My brother lives up here. So we're in the Charlotte, North Carolina / South Carolina area. We're on the border. We can go back and forth between North and South Carolina if you're familiar with how Charlotte is set up. And so we like it here, and we bought a townhome, and brand new. It was built brand new, and I set up my garage here as a little base of operations, and I love it, don't get me wrong. But over the last couple months, my wife and I have been talking, and because of the way the market is right now, and things seem to be going good in this area at least, we decided to sell our place and buy a house, just get a little bit more, have a bigger backyard, bigger garage, just more room, not be so close. Houses are still close to neighbors, but not like right connected to different neighbors. And it's not because we dislike our townhome. We love it. It's well over 2,000 square feet, but the opportunity's right, and if we can do it, we're going to sell this and purchase a house. So over the last month or so, I've been kind of gearing up for that, getting all that stuff in line. Work-wise, when I moved down here, I started a job like the weekend after I moved down here. And I'm still with the same company, but what I did was over the last, I'm into my 3rd year now with this company, and I started out for a year doing like an operations area manager type position. And then I got called to run a large account for them up in Mooresville, North Carolina, or the Lake Norman area, which I did for a year. And it was kind of far from my house. I liked the job and everything. It was just too far from my house to travel back and forth every day. Even though I had a vehicle, just too far to manage that size site from that far away. So I transferred recently, and I'm now in a different mode of operation for the company, a lot closer to home. And so why I say that is, going staying with the same company and then changing 3 jobs, it's just taxing on getting used to each of those jobs and getting up and running, learning the people, the management, what has to be done. I run a really large workforces. This workforce is well over 200 people in a spread out area. I have managers that work for me, but again, it's a pretty big area to manage, and it takes a while to get used to it. It takes a lot of your time, and that's why there hasn't been steady YouTube videos, and I'm very sorry for that, because I should be making them. Even if I'm going in the car driving around, I should be able to clip up a video and do it. It's my fault. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. Prepping again is still, a big part of what's going on here in this area, in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Training is a big part. My neck still bothers me from the accident. It's going on 2 years now, but I try to work around it. We have a grandson now, so that takes time. And so lots going on in life in general, but it doesn't deter me from keeping tabs on what's going on politically and what's going on around the world, events happening, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, volcanoes, natural disasters. Last night, if you guys saw, I woke up last night and I saw that New York City had a blackout, and coincidentally, on the eve, 42-year anniversary of the Great Blackout of 1977, of which I experienced. My dad worked in the city, in the Bronx at that time, and if you look on my channel, I have posted a video on that, talking about that event. And so last night when I looked at, happened to click and saw CNN, they were covering it. And I just saw that, and I said, well, how did that happen? And they said, first of all, the mayor, I think it was the mayor of New York, or maybe the governor, both of them are both socialist crazies, but so either one of them are probably going to be lying when they talk to you, when they speak in public. So they said it was a manhole fire that knocked out a huge portion of the city. I think it was a central portion of the city, Midtown area. I don't believe it, but could it be? Maybe, but I don't believe it. And on the eve of the actual blackout of 77, too many coincidences, guys, going on. But why I say that is people were caught off guard. People were stuck in elevators. People were on the streets not knowing what was happening. Maybe there could have been, I don't think there was any violence reported, or people had time to start looting or whatever. I haven't heard reports of that yet. And it is, I'm not even sure what time it is right now. But so with that, you have to be ready at a moment's notice. If the lights go out, the power goes out, and you're home, at your base or close to home, at your base of operations, that's fine. If you're out and about and traveling, and the power goes out and anarchy starts breaking loose, or sometimes it's best to stay put, depending on where you are. Try to figure out what's going on, or you may have to skedaddle and get back home as fast as you can and get out of the area if it's safe to do so. So I want to talk about a lot of different things regarding prepping, and also regarding what's going on politically with the border crisis that's going on. I have a lot of comments I want to make on that, and it's got to be probably a separate video. I don't think we're doing enough. I don't think Donald Trump, the president, is doing enough. I know he wants to build a wall, and they're building sections of the wall, but I don't think they're doing enough, fast enough, to stop the invasion that's taking place. And make no mistake about it, it is an invasion. It's orchestrated. It's been orchestrated around the world in different countries, because they're trying to bring about this new system, this new world order, if you will, and they're trying to bring down the sovereignty of nations. And the United States is the greatest nation, if you will, a sovereign nation, supposed to be free nation, and they love to bring us down a peg and make us just another country in their sector of operations. So part of that is bringing in mass amounts of people, flooding the system, Cloward and Pliven type overloading the system, bringing it down just through mass overload, demonizing the police, and then eventually nationalizing the police. You've seen it done in other countries. We're a big country. We have a lot of freedom still. Last time I checked, we're still a free country, but those freedoms are eroding daily. They're after the Second Amendment now. They want to come after guns, of course, because their plans cannot really succeed with the population, or large portions of the population being armed and having access to arms and ammunition. That's a no-no in a tyrannical state. So we have that going on, and the border crisis is a huge part of that. It's being orchestrated by those in the shadows, and then people are coming out of the shadows now and outwardly walking immigrants, illegal immigrants, over the border to show that they're compassionate and they care about people and about separating families. You know, they're so compassionate, these people. It just breaks my heart. Sometimes I have tears. This isn't a tear, this is sweat, but sometimes tears come to my eyes when I hear them talking about how compassionate they are. And I just say to myself, wow, these people really are just wonderful, these government officials. And then you see you look back at what they're talking about and they're debating, and you see them voting for killing children at birth, and calling it whatever they call it, pro-choice, or the health care of the mother, or it's the mother's choice. And so at one side of their devilish mouths, they're talking about separating families from themselves and immigrants, and they just care so much. And on the other hand, they're legalizing the killing of babies, not in the womb, which is being done, but also outside of the womb once they're born or at full term. And so these people are demonic. They are demonic. You must understand that. They are not going to get better. They can't be, you can't shake hands with them across the aisle and meet them halfway. These people have to be taken out, voted out of office, swept away, and put on the sidelines, for this country can never get back to where it needs to be. Even if Trump gets elected in 2020, which it looks like he will, as long as there's no millions and millions of dead people voting, and of course the illegal immigration and legalizing their votes, they could definitely try to steal this election coming up. And that's what they're working on diligently, because they know they don't stand a chance in a general regular election. And so with that, you have to keep your eyes open, because it's a full court press right now on freedom. It's a full court press on freedom. Yes, the economy is doing good on one hand. This administration is creating jobs and creating advancement for those minorities that haven't had that under other presidents, especially Obama, who destroyed the system. And he's not the only one. Presidents before him did the same thing. And so on one hand, we're doing better and we're pushing along economically, but on the other hand, there are those on both sides of the aisle, my friends, that want to destroy what's taking place. And although Democrats, liberals, socialists have their way of operation, I kind of tend to blame more of these lukewarm Republicans, if you will call themselves Republicans, who don't do anything. Maybe once in a while they speak out, or they say something to get ratings, or to get a magazine article, or get on TV, but they're really just lukewarm. And biblically, when Jesus, Yeshua, talks about he'd rather you be hot or cold. You're either for him or against him. Lukewarm is not a place to be. And so these people that are lukewarm in government think that they can play both sides of the fence, if you will, and be successful. They are worse, in my opinion, than those that are out now telling you where they stand. And we know you're a socialist, we know what you stand for. Great, I know your platform. But these other people is really who you have to watch out for. They're like the hidden demons, if you will. They're trying to fool us. And so they have to be voted out as well, and more. We're a Christian nation, so Christian people have to be elected that really adhere to values, morals, the Ten Commandments, principles, godliness, in order to run this country the correct way, the way we were founded. And if you look back at our founding documents, the Bible and morals and values was a huge part of this country becoming successful. And so without that, without government officials that have that moral compass or that moral base, it can't be a successful republic. So that's what we have to watch out for, because they're moving very, very quickly to destroy us as a nation. And I want to talk about that in subsequent videos. But I do think we're being invaded. I do think we need to have troops on the border. I do think we have to have a show of force. Whatever that is, it has to be a massive show of force, plugging up areas where these people are coming over, stopping it cold, and then in the meantime building the wall and creating a more conducive area for the Border Patrol agents to patrol and to police correctly without being overwhelmed. That's my view, and that's what I think needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, we're going to be overwhelmed as a nation eventually, because people from all over the world are coming there through the southern border. It's not just Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans raising the flag over an ICE outpost in Colorado. It's people from all over the world. It's terrorists. It's Islamic terrorists. It's Latin terrorists. I'm sure there's regular people in there as well, but if America is such a great Satan, like the world calls it, why does everyone want to come here? We can't keep the open borders open and people pouring in by the thousands a day or month or whatever it is, whatever the exact number is. It just can't happen. We'll be overwhelmed eventually. You will not get your pension. You will not get your Social Security. You will not retire in peace, because we will have anarchy in this country, and we will be governed by people who want to use us as slaves, basically. Destroy the middle class, milk them as much as you can, destroy the country, and voila, walk away and you have a Venezuela or a Cuba or some other cesspool of a nation that's been gutted by socialism and communism. And so that's just my video update today, guys. I want to thank all the new viewers, new subscribers. I checked and saw several new numbers going up, even though I haven't put some videos out there. I want to do a few videos on training and firearms, things of that nature. There is another video I want to do on some crime sprees that are taking place where I once lived in the Fort Lauderdale, Broward, Miami-Dade area. Crime that's going on right there right now. I've had some people call me that I keep in touch with down there, and there's some rampant, pretty violent crimes going on, and people that are already armed are arming themselves even heavier, because even armed people are being attacked right now in South Florida. So keep that in mind when you walk around this weekend. We are a free nation. Exercise your freedoms. Exercise your freedom, your right to keep and bear arms, to defend yourself and your family. It's vitally important, because our leaders, many of our leaders, would like nothing else than to see us disarmed, defanged, rolled over like a steamroller, and just exist as another country where they give you a handout, tell you what to do, you go about your business, you don't bother anyone, they don't bother you, as long as you toe the line and do what they say. That's not how to live your life. That's not how you want your children and your grandchildren growing up. That's not the kind of country that we are, and we need to change it. But we need to change it from grassroots level, not from the top down. Donald Trump is not going to be able to save us. He goes away after his second term, and then what are we left with? So we have to look long term. We have to look long term. Grassroots effort, get these people out of office, dictate to them, and let them know and let them hear our voices just like they let us hear their voices, and they get away with anything. Patriots, men and women of faith, all races, all people groups, all colors, doesn't matter. You need to stand up for liberty. You need to stand up for justice and righteousness, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what you need to stand for in this country, and you need to make your voice heard, and you need to let them know it, or we will be steamrolled as a nation. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay ready. More videos to come. Please comment. Interested always to hear your comments and your dialogue that comes through. And again, I just wish great blessings upon you, all my subscribers, those of you watching this video. And if you don't agree with what I said, I'd like to hear what you're thinking also. Okay? Thanks, take care, stay ready. Anthony signing off.